It is still difficult for you to understand that Trump won. I'm talking to you Ron, now. I'm talking to you. You really haven't figured it out yet. You're not used to it yet because you've been held captive by these 4 years of this horror. You don't know how to rejoice yet. And I don't blame you. Sometimes I have to think to myself, it seems like he's always been president. In 4 days, 4 days, this man did more in 4 days than Biden and Kamala did in 4 years. Think about that. In 4 years. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And what's also fascinating about this whole story is that it's something that we have to remind ourselves about. We have to kind of remind ourselves because it's still difficult for you to kind of grasp it. It's difficult because you're not used to this. And this is something which I want to explain. You're not used to it. You were lied to repeatedly over, and friends of mine, people that I know who are classically, prototypically, I guess, Democrats, they were lied to also. They're the worst of the worst of the worst. Friend of mine, Jewish friend, I think I've told you, he sent me this thing about the German salute, the nutso salute. You know what I mean? And I said, well, let me send you something. I sent him about something about the Bellamy salute and where this came from and the derivation of where this is, and it's Roman in nature and how that never happened and other people. And he basically said to me, you don't understand. I don't have anything but this stupid issue. I'm an idiot. He didn't say that precisely, but I'm speaking for him. What he meant to say was, I'm an idiot. I don't have any issues. I don't know what to say. Yes, you're right. Yes, Trump won. Yes, he's better. But all I know is just hating him. That's all I know is I just hate him. And my party was reduced to hating him. We never had anything to say. We never had anything to promote. We never had any worldview, any vision. And now we're seeing him in 4 days do more in 4 days because that enfeebled, wizened dotard, that man who wears Depends and that harridan Meretrix, that virago, that harpy, that Xanthippe wife of Lady Macbeth, she's just pushing him, forcing him, cajoling, wheedling, propelling him because he couldn't have done this. Because he couldn't even walk down the goddamn stairs. And Trump's going over here, and he's beating him here, and Melania's here, and then they get in a plane, and then they go to California, and they're sitting there, and he has to follow and understand the rudiments of water delivery and fire systems and this. And Biden is walking around saying, oh my God, ice cream. He went through 4 years of this. And here's the thing. The reason why you love Trump so much is because you've been 4 years. You have been in a prison. You have been in your own J6 gulag. And you've been freed. And now you're saying, can I go here now? Yes, because you don't know what freedom is. You don't know what representative government is. Because for 4 years, you've lived in this horror. For 4 years. And we would not be appreciating him as much were it not for that 4 years. Sit back, my friends. Listen very, very, very carefully to what I have to say and why. Because there's something which is a subject matter which I think people have to understand and grasp and really get to really understand regarding something of grave interest. Grave interest. Listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even help negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. I want to begin by asking you a question that Mrs. L presented me. By the way, she'll be doing a live Lynn's Warriors piece at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Mark your calendars, please. Everybody, Lynn's Warriors, 9 p.m. at the Lynn's Warriors channel on YouTube. Okay? Channel. Now let me ask you a very, 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 very simple question, as she did to me. And it works like this. Do you believe that the shadow government could have ensured that Hillary Clinton won in 2016? Do you believe that had the shadow government wanted Hillary Clinton to win, that she could have won in 2016? The answer is yes. Yes. Hillary Clinton, yes. Had they wanted her to win, they would have stolen it like they did in 2020, and you would have done nothing. Could have done nothing to stop it. Nothing. Nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nothing. You know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Girl, you know it's true. I think Millie and Vanilli said it best. Okay. So therefore, dear friend, the fact that Trump won means that the shadow government wanted him to win. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because they wanted 4 years of the left and the country to lose it. Trump was not the same guy he is now. He was impetuous. He was a little rougher on the edges. He might have been a little mean. He might have been a little rough. But still, he was something that was still great, but not like he is now. 2016, it was such a different time. Such a different time. Absolutely. It was incredible. Okay, so what happened then? Well, a couple things happened. Later on, as he started, he didn't have the right team. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. And they just waited for him. They waited for him. They waited for him and they said, you have no idea what we can do. It's true. So what did they do? They came after him like you couldn't believe. And there was nobody really there to help. Nobody really there to, honest to God, really help. Remember that Tillotson, whatever his name was? I think Condoleezza Rice picked him. And then there was Mattis and Kelly. They were the worst. He had no idea. They were rats. Rats in his own community. Rats in his own organization. People he couldn't trust. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. He had Ivanka was there. Come on. I know she's a nice gal, but come on. Jared Kushner, come on. Get these people out of there. What the hell's the matter with you? Get them out of here. Now it's a different story. Oh my God, it's a different story right now. Oh, it's a different story. It's a different everything. It's a different everything. So here's Trump now. Now, what's happened? Listen to me. For 4 years, you never knew how bad it could be. For 4 years, you sat through the most incredible nonsense. Just a little memory lane. Just a little memory lane. Do you remember this? This was just the other day. Just the other day. Look what you endured.
In November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
What the hell? The man who kept saying, build a wall, lock her up, and drain the swamp. We didn't lock her up. That was a problem, but he was a too nice guy. Not anymore. Build a wall. 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 It's a beautiful wall. Here's my wall. Wall. Border. Donald Trump spewed relentlessly border. But look at this. Look at this man. Like he's trying to pass a Bezor. Like he's got a hairball in the descending part of his colon. Past the cecum, ready to make connection, ready to drop anchor, if you know what I mean. Ready to hit, ready for pay dirt, ready to explode, ready to drop at any moment. Incontinence just about to commence. And he gives us this with those squinty eyes, like he's pushing, like he's forcing, like he's bearing down, like a Valsalva maneuver.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
What the hell did he mean? Is there another Donald Trump?
And his MAGA Republican friends.
His MAGA Republican friends. Anybody who's a MAGA Republican friend? Anybody raise your hand. Who's a MAGA? Yay! Who is it? Say it loud. Say it proud. I'm MAGA, baby, and I'm proud. I know it be like that. Homeboy done's got a better mama Creole. Bet it on up. Bet it up. Nothing but a Peter bed. Bet it up. Sometimes it be like that. Say it. Who is it? Who's a MAGA Republican? God damn it, that's right. I'm a proud deplorable. That's right. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your name is. You could be a demented shut-in named Matt. I don't even know anybody. You better believe it. That's who we are, MAGA Republican. I'm not even a Republican, but if that's what you want to call me, poops, it's up to you.
Donald Trump does not care about border security.
Look at this dingbat.
He only cares about himself. Talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk.
What the hell? Is that her black voice or her regular? I don't know. What kind of voice is that?
Or as my friend Quavo would say.
Oh, and my friend Quavo would say, Petey side of hated hoe.
He does not walk it like he talks it.
I know that's right. That motherfucker want to crazy. Like my boy Rat said, sometimes it be. I did a friend of mine who said, sometimes it be like that. Honest to God said that. That's gone. That's gone. And before we get into the works of this, do you know who was here too? You know, don't ever forget, Mr. President, Springfield, Ohio. Are they still eating cats? You know what? Remember the picture of these people? They had people that were attacking zoo animals, and it was from another country. And I know that might have been disinformation, but you know what? It was hysterical. Remember that? And what about the Amish? What about Scott Pressler? Where's Scott Pressler? Who delivered Pennsylvania? Where are these people? He's working up it. God bless Scott Pressler. Good for him. Good for him. Let's talk about this. This is a fine fellow. He's from the Amish community. Dig this.
President Trump, the Amish are watching you. They heard what you said. They're listening. You know, the ones that voted, the ones that have phones. Yeah, 2 of them reached out again this morning, and they said, Eli, you got the platform. We need you to get hold of Trump for us. They know enough groups of Amish that are willing to come help America. And they brought up about how Trump's motto is, make America great again. He says, we get jobs done real quick. We raise a barn in one day, and we can raise a wall in one day, and many buildings in one day, not just North Carolina where Hurricane Helene hit, but all across America. Everywhere there's a natural disaster, they're willing to step in. And he reminded me, he says, we saw what he said when he was in North Carolina talking to the hurricane victims. He said something about getting rid of FEMA completely. Oh, they were rejoicing. They were happy. He says, oh, well, we'll stand in the gap. We'll take care of it. He goes, we'll make America great again really quick by building a wall and building many buildings around America whenever there's disasters. I'm like, okay, President Trump, I'm tagging you in this video. I have contact information. I got phone numbers. We can get you hooked up real quick, real fast if you and your administration are willing to work with the Amish.
That great man is Eli Yoder. Yoder. Follow him on YouTube, on the Twitter. Isn't he great? The Amish. Black folks, barbershops, the Bronx, Amish, gay, but he did. I love him. And meanwhile, Poopy Pants is walking around. Unbelievable. Replace FEMA. That's right, Dr. Insomnia. Replace FEMA with the Amish. FEMA. Que se la mama, FEMA. Gone. FEMA. Gone. Oh, it's a new day. Let me also tell you one of the people that I love. I love this man. I love this man because he's scary. He's scary. His name is Stephen Miller, and he's scary. But you know what? He's on our side. Thank God he's on our side. And he's like a laser-focused machine. And all he wants to do is talk about children and borders and helping and protecting. Listen to the words of this great man.
Other than raids, is there anything you can share with how you're going to find the 1 million or so immigrants who came here under
than Ray? And you know, she basically is trying to find squad. And I know she looks like she's Asian. Now, I'm not saying that's a part of it, but she's a classic Dem. She's a quizzling, asking questions like, how do you, other than raids, how do you think you're going to do it? She said, how?
immigrants who came here under the parole authority under Biden, especially now that DHS memo has been
I don't want to violate any operational security issues, but there's digital footprints, there's financial footprints, there's just routine law enforcement intelligence. So individuals that we are tracking, there are a wide array of tools that we have to identify and remove those individuals.
Bounties. Wanted. Wanted dead or alive. Well, not dead or alive, but bounties. Yes. Militias. Self-help citizens. Not vigilantism, but close.
As well as, of course, support from the public, from other state and local law enforcement in helping us to identify priority targets. At the same time, of course, we're also using other law enforcement partners like FBI, ATF, TEA, marshals to identify priority targets for removal. In addition to the parole issue, of course, we're also expanding the use of expedited removal authority as well across the country, again, as enacted by Congress in 1996 to expedite the removal of all these recent entrants into the United States. Isn't
he great? He's like a machine. Thank God he's our friend. He's a machine. Oh, yeah. Want to see more of him? Oh, he's bad. Oh, this mofo is bad.
Sanctuary for criminal aliens in this country, nor is there a sanctuary for child trafficking, for child smuggling, or for child endangerment.
Hear that?
ICE officers will take the actions necessary to protect the lives and safety of our children and to identify individuals who are involved in the smuggling and trafficking of our children.
Say it.
In order to conduct these investigations, in order to protect the safety and security of children all across America, federal law enforcement needs unrestricted access to conduct basic investigations.
Yes.
500,000 children were trafficked into this country under Joe Biden. That is a stain on our national conscience. It's a stain on our history. It's ending now. And the Department of Justice, working with the Department of Homeland Security, is going to prioritize the end of human trafficking, the end of human smuggling, and the entire machinery of government is going to be used to stop the cartels, to stop the coyotes, to stop the traffickers, to stop the smugglers from preying on our citizens and exploiting our country. We are not going to be trammeled anymore. We're not going to be trampled anymore. We're certainly not going to be abused and violated anymore. We're going to be a free country again, Martha.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't please tell me how you can find fault with that. Anybody? Can you find fault with that? Can you? How much do you love this man? How much? Dear God. And I know that my beloved wife, Mrs. L, with Lynn's Warriors, by the way, 9 o'clock, this is what she's been saying. And she's been just like this voice in the wilderness. She has not budged. When were you officially off the ground, honey? When did you? 2019, 220, the Warriors took off. And it was like a voice in the wilderness. Hello, anybody here? It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. And then all of a sudden, there are a lot of phonies out there, this is my word, all of a sudden say, hey, this is terrific. And then they had these folks who said, oh, we're going to rescue people. I said, wait a minute. Who are you? Oh, no, we're ex-Navy SEALs and Delta Force. We're going to rappel out of helicopters and go to... I said, no, what about here? No, it's right here. And she would say digital safety. And the families that sell their own here, it's here. And everywhere she'd go, she'd talk about here. Well, we're going to work together for the children. No, here. I want Americans. You know what else we're going to do? I want to make adopting American kids cool again. You want to be pro-choice, pro-life, whatever the hell you want to be? Fine. You want to have alternatives to terminating life? Good. We have to also encourage adoption. Adoption is a wonderful thing. We should greenlight it, make it special, make it less cumbersome. Check people out, making sure they're the right people. But here in this country, see, there was years ago, it was the Russian kids were cool. It was the Russian, go to Russian kids. Because they kind of looked, and you know where the oh my God, the surrogate capital of the world is, which is a form of exploitation, Ukraine. Oh, they love those Ukrainian babies and Russian babies. Ooh, they like that. Eastern European look. Yeah. Well, that changed because Putin had some problems and disagreements with others. Well, then they said, well, what else is cool? What about America? No. We want Chinese kids. Yeah, that's right. Chinese. Bring them here. Well, what about American kids? No, that's not. So that's got to be a prop. That's got to be something else. If you believe in life and promoting, you've got to make determination of pregnancy as an elective procedure. You got to make it uncool. And that takes Hollywood. And that takes people and movies and pop stars to say, these are my children. Not these are my children whose gender I'm playing with, who's being blocked. No. These are my kids that I adopted. And not like, remember Mia Farrow? She'd have all these kids. She just adopted them left and right. But they were all different. Oh, this one's Somalian. And this one's this. And this was Crimea. What about here? What about somebody from Atlanta? What? We got to make America cool again. We have to make American children cool again. We have to make American values and American food and American music and American culture and American standards and America tradition. We have to make that cool again. And this would have never happened with one more second of that coup. How many of you, dear friends, feel like it seems like Trump's been involved? Trump's been in for like a year. Isn't it something? Pilgrim says, we love our deplorables. That's right, baby. That's better believe it. Who do you think? Seriously, who? Doesn't it seem like Trump's always been? Because he's just done so much. Done so much. And people hate Melania. They hate her. Oh my God. You have no idea. Put something up on your social media. Go ahead, see what happens. Like these lefties. These pathetic lefty type. I despise these people. I despise these people. You know what I saw today? You know what I saw? I saw an advert. I think the Brits call them adverts. You know who it was? Mike Lindell from MyPillow. MyPillow.com. Remember what they did to that poor guy? I will never forget this. But right now I'm looking at MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, or MyPillow.com/Lionel. Look at this. Classic collection sales, bed sheet sets, My Towels, 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, sandals and slippers as low as $9.50, closeouts, My Mattress toppers, blankets, they've got stuff you cannot believe. If ever there was a chance for you to go and show support to this great America, but also get the best stuff available right now at MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com/Lionel. MyPillow.com. Promo code Lionel. Oh, yes, dear friends. Oh, yes, indeed. You know what else is some great news? You're going to love this. There's a word that I think gets a bad rap, so to speak. It gets a bad rap. And what it is it's a word. It's called Schadenfreude, which is the cool way to say it. And there's something which is so interesting. And every now and then, I like to see something that happens. And President Trump said something to his credit the other day, which I found fantastic. President Trump delivered a scathing excoriation, an indictment, a rebuke, a rebuttal, a rebarbative riposte to MSDNC's Rachel Maddow. Oh my God, Rachel Maddow. And he predicted her imminent downfall, her collapse, and the calling out of the network's floundering ratings, MSDNC. It was beautiful. Talking and speaking to his Trump Social, Truth Social, I guess the same thing, Truth Social, President Trump declared, quote, wow, Rachel Maddow has horrible ratings. She'll be off the air very soon. MSDNC is close to death. CNN has reached the bottom. This is a good thing. They are the enemy of the people. You know it's true. You know it. Oh my God. Maddow, mad cow. You know what I'm talking about. That clipped. Oh my God. It's over. It's over. The statement came apparently after Rachel Maddow compared our great President Trump to Cuban dictator Fidel Castro, who, by the way, is the subject of great love on behalf of LA's mayor, that rube, that inconsequential titmouse by the name of Karen Bass. But she compared Trump to Fidel Castro during a rant about January 6th pardons. Now think about this. This is a desperate attempt to smear our great leader as he continues to dominate headlines, the hearts, the minds, the souls, the very beings of all of us. You know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Rachel Maddow, often, used to be hailed as MSDNC's top-rated anchor. Oh, she's the best. The star. No, that's not saying much. It's like winning the gold medal in the Senior Olympics. It's like, okay, it's good. And this Maddow launched into an unhinged, psychically detached diatribe targeting Stuart Rhodes, the founder of the Oath Keepers. Rhodes, who was convicted of seditious conspiracy, what? And was freed under Trump's recent pardons. Isn't that good? Don't you think that would be good? Don't you think she would want that? Maddow used the moment to peddle her her hackneyed, her otiose narrative about Trump supporters, while conveniently ignoring the fact that she and her group supported the defund the police movement. Remember that? Oh, yeah. You see, my friend, Rachel Maddow, her comments weren't just about, or rather Trump's comments, weren't just about Maddow. They were a broader condemnation, a broader indictment, my friends, of the failing radical left media. MSDNC and CNN are hemorrhaging viewers, with MSDNC averaging a dismal, a pathetic 603,000 primetime viewers after the 2024 election. And for comparison, Fox News continues to dominate with over 3.2 million viewers. So that's basically 5 times the viewers. And you can say, well, this is because it's cable, and cable is, you get the carriage fees and everything. Yeah, okay. But no, it's done. MSDNC is through. They're finished. They're disconnected, disassociated from NBC. Rachel Maddow, scrambling, trying desperately to remain even remotely relevant, resumed her 5-night hosting schedule. Can you believe that? For the first 100 days of Trump's presidency. Oh, thank you. She's got to work now. Can you imagine them talking? Her agent must be terrific. 1 day a week for what? This is a move that many insiders and folks in the biz say is a last-ditch, pathetic, kind of a Hail Mary move to revive MSDNC's sinking ship. And despite this, her ratings are still anemic. And her rant, have you heard them? I haven't heard them. I got to take people's word for them. I'd rather drink bleach, drink ink. I'd rather suck a hospital mop, or sniff a bar rag, or lick a belt sander, or lance an infected hemorrhoid with a spork and squat over a beaker of alcohol. I'd rather do any of those than watch a second of her mindless rants. But anyway, her attacks against billionaires like Elon and Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos for attending Trump's inauguration reek of absolute and abject desperation. Maddow sarcastically asked, quote, "How is this happening in America?" While her co-host, Chris Hayes, bizarrely likened Trump to a cult leader. This guy, what he's doing there, they always think the big joke is they look alike. Maddow's Castro comparison, the juxtaposition of President Trump, this great man, this redeemer, comparing him to Castro, is the latest example of just how out of touch, how disconnected these radical left people are and how they've become. Trump rallies draw massive crowds and enthusiasm. Anybody who they love him, and especially now when he's going around various states, he is incredible. While this pathetic Maddow struggles to keep viewers engaged, even as she clings and hangs on pleas to her multi-million-dollar contract for what? Those days are over. Those fees are over. Those salaries are done. MSDNC's pathetic, anemic, and disgusting leadership. The big shots, recognizing that their declining relevance is getting a lot worse, reportedly slashed her pay and began shifting their strategy, even considering, you ready for this, more Republican voices on the network. CNN's doing it. And don't be surprised, Fox News is having more libs on there. Don't know what that's about either. But no matter the damage control, no matter whatever it is, nothing can ease, can affect, can assuage the fact that Trump has exposed the media's bias once and for all and left them freaking out, scrambling for survival. Am I happy? You goddamn right. And as this great president continues to set the agenda, travel from state to state, showing everybody what it's like to have a president who cares, reaching out and saying, I'm here to help you. It's the most beautiful. You saw last night. You saw today. What we are seeing, it's like nothing anybody could ever even imagine. It's beyond that. And nothing could have prepared him for this. It is so beautiful. This is a man who has learned so much. And all you have to do is look and see how he reached out to those people and how he sat with the various folks from around the aisle, so to speak, or to sit around that table in L.A. with that stupid mayor there, and basically calling them out and saying, "Women, these people should be able to move in right now," and taking their side. It was incredible. Pilgrim Media, though, with a new thumbnail says, "We want payback," pulling Fauci's detail as a start. If we are wrong, we don't want to be right. I think you're right. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. I don't know who said that. Loving you is wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Oh, my friends, so much, such greatness, such greatness. Now, let me ask you another question, too. Right now, who is protecting your machinery, your electronics, your name, your finances? Who, when you go into stores, when you use Wi-Fi and other places, who's watching it? Who's keeping? You ever use VPN to get better deals? Hey, if you get those airline tickets, if you're here, it's better. Oh. But where should I go for that? Do you have any good suggestions? As a matter of fact, I do. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you checked your devices for malware? Malware attacks have increased 643% since 2020, with approximately 10 million personal and corporate devices compromised with data stealing malware in just the last year alone. Additionally, 19.8% of computers face at least one malware attack annually. This emphasizes the critical need for individual users to protect themselves, their devices, and their data. This is why I use today's sponsor, Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro, and I love the peace of mind it gives me. Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro is an award-winning antivirus with real-time protection, malware removal, ad blocking, scheduled scans, multi-device protection, and more that stops malicious downloads in their tracks. Without Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro, I would risk my finances, banking details, personal data, and more getting into the hands of cyber criminals. Thanks again to Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro for sponsoring today's extravaganza. And do yourself a favor and sign up for a free 7-day free trial, of Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro during their early Black Friday sale happening now, and get up to 75% off. Yes, you heard that. Up to 75% off. Only at virtualshield.com/Lionel. Once again, that's virtualshield.com/Lionel. 4 days. 4 days. This man's been in office. 4 days. Can you believe that? Doesn't that blow your mind? 4 days. So let me ask you a question, my friends. What is the law regarding birthright? If you come into this country, let's say you and your wife, or you and your friend, or two people, or whatever, I don't know, they're illegals, and they squeeze out a kid right here. What? Is that an American citizen, yes or no? Answer my question. Is that an American citizen, yes or no? Think about it. Is that an American citizen, yes or no? Very, very important thing to understand, to grasp it. Isn't that what the 14th Amendment said? Isn't that it? You've read this, right? I'm not asking you whether you should be. I'm not whether you like it, whether it makes sense. Is it a fact? If you squeeze out a kid right here, is that an American citizen? Yes or no? It's the most important issue. And when you ask people, they sit and say, well, what about jackpot babies? You ever hear about jackpot babies? Did you ever hear about jackpot babies? What's a jackpot baby? Remember that? This is where you just show up and oops, hey, there you go. Pops right out and there it is. How about that, everybody? Well, is that a baby or not? Come on now. Let's see your arguments. What do you say? Do you think that a person who does it, is this a no, not by the 14th Amendment. I don't think so. Mike Copra says, where am I? Mike Capra, what am I doing? Thank you, Carl. Carl says, no. 14th Amendment was meant for childs of slaves. Where'd you get that, Oscar? Lionel is morphing into Rain Man. I like that. Well, what do you think? No filter. What? $1 billion babies? No, you don't know. You should say, I don't know. Say it. I don't know. I've never really, I don't know. I've never investigated this. I've never researched it. Say it. Uncle Lenny, we need you. Ramona, by the way, says N-O in capital letters. Bless her heart. By the way, Ramona looks like that exactly. That's her driver's license photo. You probably didn't know that. What do you think? Well, what is it? Somebody fill me in on this one. Well, at the heart of the debate is the following. On his first day of office, President Donald Trump, this is my newsletter 279. Did you know this? Are you signed up for the newsletter? Are you? It's all contained here. Everything I'm about to tell you. It was all there. On his first day in the Oval Office, President Trump wasted no time setting his tone for the administration by issuing a groundbreaking executive order. What's an executive order? I don't know. Is it the same as legislation? Can it be repealed? Federal judge struck it down. Yeah, but that was a TRO. That was different. Well, what does it mean? I don't know. I'll tell you. But he issued an executive order that redefines the application of the 14th Amendment. And the order states as follows. The order states unequivocally that children born on U.S. soil to illegal immigrants are not citizens of these United States. That's what the order said. This move, this bold move, this brave, oh my God, the left is going crazy because they love illegals. Why? I don't know. They love illegals. They love them. I never knew they cared, but they do apparently. But this move not only reaffirms Trump's commitment to putting America first, but also, listen to me very carefully, ensures that the principle of lawful jurisdiction is preserved as the cornerstone of citizenship. How do you like that? So what's the operative language here? What is it? At the heart of the debate is this. Where is it? Here we go, my friends. Do you have this? I haven't showed my friend of the Sean Atwood show. They do a good job. This is it. 14M. See a bookmark right there? It's a little post-it note. Right there. Let me read this to you. All persons. Wait a minute. All citizens? Nope. All persons. A person. All persons born or naturalized in the United States, and here we go. You ready? You ready? And subject to the jurisdiction thereof. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Subject to the jurisdiction thereof. What does that mean? What does that mean? That's a critical language. What does that mean? That's different. Whoa, that's different. What is that? What it means is President Trump's executive order challenges the long-standing interpretation of the clause focusing on the phrase subject to the jurisdiction thereof. President Trump believes and has asserted that this phrase has been misapplied for decades, leading, as you can understand, dear friends and patriots, to an unsustainable, insane policy of birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. That's going to change. And the president's position basically aligns with, listen carefully, with the original intent. This is Nino Scalia talking. With the original intent of the 14th Amendment's drafters, who made clear that citizenship was meant to apply only to those who owe full allegiance, listen to me carefully, who owe full allegiance to the United States, not to individuals who violate its laws by entering illegally. Any questions? Any questions? Now, first of all, critics, as you can imagine, of the executive order always point to this one case. And it's a Butte 1898 Supreme Court case. U.S. against Wong Kim Ark, as opposed to Joan Van Ark, who has nothing to do with the story. Wong Kim Ark. The Supreme Court granted citizenship to this U.S.-born child of lawful permanent residence. However, Trump's administration rightly notes that this case addressed the status, I'm reading my newsletter, of children born to legal residents, not illegal immigrants. Let me say it again. Trump's administration rightly notes that this case addressed the status of children born to legal residents, not illegal. So by conflating and confusing the two situations, opponents of reform have perpetuated this fraud, this lie, this canard, this misguided interpretation of the 14th Amendment. Even like Alan Dershowitz, wow. No. Remember, my friends, there was something called Roe against Wade. Remember this one? And that was the law of the land. Do you remember that? Remember that? It was the law of the land. Key, in essence, is jackpot babies and marriage to an American girl citizen can get a green card. Many cheap tricks that need to be looked at. Oh, yes. But it's a lot more difficult than you realize. But, green cards and all that stuff for us. At least somebody is trying to do something where they're actually going. Most of the people we have right here, they just show up. They're not getting any cards or anything. But there was a time, dear friend, where we said there was something that was absolutely, positively, 100% indelible regarding this notion, this thing called abortion. Roe against Wade since 1973. Privacy, Griswold, privacy. It was absolute. Substantive due process. There was no getting around it, no changing it, no nothing. It was absolutely the rule and the law. Well, the Dobbs case took care of that. Now, there's another case, too, which is very interesting. There's this congressional authority. Listen to this statute, for those of you who keep your tracks. It's 8 U.S.C. 1401, which codifies the citizenship clause. And the statute, and this is where we combine Congress and the courts, but the statute mirrors the 14th Amendment's text and emphasizes the need for individuals to be subject to the jurisdiction, same language of the U.S. So President Trump's action basically highlights Congress's ability right now to legislate on this matter, affirming, and this is the bottom line, that the executive branch has the absolute authority to enforce statutory and constitutional framework. So what all this means is that no, there is no birthright. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramona is here. She says, Wong's parents were subject to the U.S. jurisdiction. Yes, so whether you're two Wongs don't make a white. Now, hang on. That's exactly the issue. The parents were themselves legal. This is a good day, my friend. It's a good day for singing a song. It's a good day for laughing along and being. It's wonderful. I love this. I love this country, my friends. Don't you? Don't you love this country? Do you ever say that enough? Don't you love this country? Say it. Say it. Don't you love this country? A new day. Those Democrats are going to be so upset. Oh, my God. And I want them to suffer. Oh, yeah. And with Stephen, oh, my God. Anyway, let me just stop. With Miller and others, Hexit is in, Kristi Noem's in. Andrew Hessing has something to say. Andrew says, even though the language was there, it took MAP against Ohio to enforce the Fourth Amendment, correct? No, it wasn't there. Very good point. MAP against Ohio in 64, whatever it was, that created the exclusionary rule. The Fourth Amendment said, you must have a, what am I trying to say? You have to have a warrant for a search. And the court says, well, what happens if you don't get a warrant? Well, maybe you can sue the cop. Sue the cop? What are you talking about? Yeah, you can sue the cop. Wait a minute. No. No, I'm in court, and we can use the evidence, but what's the point of the Fourth Amendment if you don't? So MAP against Ohio said, guess what? We created the exclusionary rule, meaning if you violate the Fourth Amendment, you can't use it. Ta-da! So the Constitution never had any kind of a penalty. Well, like the First Amendment. Well, what happens if you violate it? What happens if you, we're just saying you can't. Well, normally there are penalties involved. So anyway, by implication, the courts figure that out. He's not done. He's overwhelming. You're not going to believe what he accomplishes. They want to rename Dulles Airport after President Trump. You know who the Dulles? This is John Foster Dulles. Dulles? I don't think it's. I know. Dulles Airport. Is it Allen Dulles? Oh, Allen Dulles. Oh, dear God. Allen Dulles. Oh, no. Let me see here. Dulles Airport opened. It was named after John Foster Dulles, the Secretary of State. He was part of the Dulles brothers. They changed American. They're probably responsible more than anybody for the Intel state as we know. Did you know that? They probably do. And that's another story. Let me ask you a question, my friend, before we go. Before I let you go, as they say. Any chance of us getting to the bottom of that MLK stuff? Those files you want? Anybody want those? You want those files? Anybody want to see the MLK files? I don't know about that. You may not like these files. What about the RFK files? Oh, my God. You want to get to the files about who? Marilyn Monroe? Interested in that one? Huh? Who did that? Who did that one? What about Dorothy Kilgallen? Anybody? Oh, yeah. Remember, my friends, this was a day and age when people lived so differently. When the mob and other people were just absolutely drunk with power. One final news, one final piece. I want to say this one more time, my friends, because people have been asking me about this, and many, many people have been thanking me for our proud sponsorship with preparewithlionel.com. Right now, the 4-week emergency food supply kit with $50 off. You could that plus 6 free bonuses is frankly second to none. That's all I'm going to tell you. If ever there is something that makes complete and total sense, it is you having food. I'll never forget the first time I ever brought this up, somebody said, oh, I got a fishing pole. Think there's any fishing poles over there in LA or whatever it is? Well, yeah, but what about North Carolina? Do they have enough food there? Do they have enough food? You think right now, those people, because some people, if they said, we've got food here, do you think that? Preparewithlionel.com makes complete and total sense. All right, dear friends, remember, let me say to our good people, to Ramona Heath, Ramona, Andy Hessing. Andy, by the way, says, even though the language, I'm sorry, I just read that. Andy, thank you for that. Ramona, Key in Essence, thank you. Pilgrim Media, per usual, my dear and great friend, with a brand new thumbnail. He had that look at kind of like he looked like a man, like somebody out in the woods. One of those guys who wants to take a bride. You know those brothers like with the long hair and the beard? Kind of Will Gear meets Gabby Hayes. Ramona says, we need more journalists like Dorothy Kilgallen. Absolutely. And they make it sound like, oh, she was a drunk. And, oh, no. Pills, baby. And you know how they got Marilyn, right? You know how they got her. Bobby Kennedy and Peter Lawford. Oh, yeah. Enema. Little syringe. Oh, yeah. In fact, when Marilyn's sister, housekeeper came in and said, she did what? Yes, she took all these pills. No, she didn't. No way. No way. She couldn't have done that. She couldn't take pills. All right, dear friends. 9 o'clock. Lynn's Warriors. You better be there, my friends. You better be there. It's going to be a barn burner. Okay? And somebody's been baking up today some stuff too. She's quite the baker. That's all I'm going to tell you. She knows her stuff. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you for your love. God bless America. God bless this great man. I'm going to say it right now. He's our hero. Look at that. Look at that punum. He's our hero. God. I can't believe we went through 4 years of that guy. In any event, have a great and glorious night. Don't ever change and mean that sincerely. And until then, my friends, remember these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you.